So I've been enjoying a new blog on the JewishJournal.com website. It's a blog called Tattletales. It's by a 20-something third-year law student named Tamara Shane Cagle. And in her latest blog post, she complains about you make some connection with a guy and you think, this could be something, and then he doesn't call back, and that's how he ends it. He doesn't think he owes you a phone call or an explanation or even a text to say, no thanks, I'm not interested anymore. So I think if a man does not call you back, he has told you very clearly that you are dumped. He has told you just as clearly by not calling you back than if he called you up and said you are dumped. Now, Tamara's blog post seems to indicate that more men do this than women. Well, as a guy, I've had numerous women do this. I think about one woman in the past few years I made a very strong, quick connection with, and we went out, we had a good time, we were talking every day for hours, and then boom, silence for a week. And she finally calls me back and says, someone's come back into my life, and I was dumped. So I'm not sure that men tend to do this more than women. I think men don't want to talk about the relationship as much as women want to talk about the relationship. That doesn't mean men don't care. And unless you're having sex with a guy, it doesn't think you love him anyway. So sex is a primary way that a man understands that his woman loves him. She gives him her body, not through words, not through food, and not through gifts, but through sex. So there's only one circumstance in which I'm interested in talking about our relationship, and that's if I'm doing intimate things with you. Other than that, I don't want to discuss the relationship. I don't want to worry about your birthday and the like. So if a woman stops doing intimate things with me, I don't want to discuss our relationship. I just want to move on. So it was interesting, on November 22nd, Tamara blogged about her difficulty saying no when a guy asked for her phone number. So Tamara seems to have the same difficulty with certain awkward male-female dating conversations that she bemoans many guys have when they don't explicitly tell a girl that it's over. Remember a fascinating discussion of Jewish law by, I believe, Rabbi Michael Broyd about dashed expectations in dating. Can a woman take a man to a beit din if he breaks engagement or if he's led her on, if she believes he's led her on? I think that was the topic, and I believe the rabbi said no, and he used the analogy of a taxi. You call for a taxi, and then another taxi comes earlier. You take that taxi. That's just how the game works. And the taxi that you called for shows up, you're not there, they just move on. So too with dating, if you stood up on a date or your expectations aren't fulfilled, you just have to suck it up and get back out there, because that's how the game works. And if you get into a relationship and you cut off without explanation, then you have to question your own judgment of character. What allowed you to get into a relationship with a lowlife? What signs were you ignoring? Anyway, the point is we need to develop our own differentiation. That is the ability to hold onto ourselves while staying in relationship with those important to us. So when we start dating, we start developing all these fantasies about the other person that are rarely rooted in reality. These fantasies are more rooted in our early years and how we learn to relate to the opposite sex. Life rarely goes according to these scenarios. This is painful. A differentiated person holds on to himself and to his integrity while trying to stay in relationship with those people important to him. An undifferentiated person crumbles and goes to pieces when life doesn't go according to his expectations. So I'm developing upon many of the ideas I found in the great book called Passionate Marriage by Dr. David Schnarch, S-C-H-N-A-R-C-H.